and then look at what we've done and try to look over all these concepts and make sure that we really understand it. Because after this week, now next week we'll be building on what we've done this week. So if we're going into next week with a sketchy or not so strong foundation to become bothersome, so I feel that's the idea. Okay, so I can share my screen now. Um, okay, so sharing. Okay, so so this hope you can see my screen now. Please respond if you can
Yes,
see
we
my
Yes,
screen.
can.
yes, you can see it.
Yes, we can.
Yes.
All right. Okay, so I want so I was saying discussing about the SQL is a query language. That's call it um the query language that helps us to create the database. So SQL has some, we call it sub languages that are under them. So it's divided into 5 different categories. So we have the DDL, the MLL, the ECL, and then I think the other two. So the first one we started with was the DDL, which is data definition language. So it helps us to define the structure of our table.
Sorry,
So
sorry, sorry, 1 minute, please. If I don't know if I can cut in, so that we don't Henry, just go ahead and provide us questions. Let the question
yeah,
drop, just like the style we went through yesterday. I'm not against the teaching style. Do you get? But I want to believe everybody has gone through the module so that we don't dwell on long. I mean, that's what we are trying to cut out so that we get straight to the practical point. I don't know if you get my point.
yeah, I get your point. Just give me
So
like
provide us questions. Let's look at questions. Let's get people. You don't necessarily have to solve it. Let's get people opinion from the audience. Then we can collectively come together and solve the problem. You get?
yeah.
All right. Thank you.
So I was just going to say that our focus today will basically be on the query languages, yeah, which is basically querying data using the select and then part of the building on the select statement. So this site now, this is, I don't know if you can if can you see my URL, the URL, can you see it? So let me just copy the URL and put it on the chat
Yes, we can
box.
see it. Yeah.
All right, so that we can all follow along. So it's on the chat box. Okay. So that's the URL for the site. So by the right hand side, the upper section of the right hand side, we have a series of questions. So it starts from easy to much more difficult level. So let's start now. So you can see the question by the upper right corner of the screen. So the first question we have there is show first name, last name, and gender of patients whose gender is male. So I think, sorry. Okay, I think yeah, that's a question by the right hand. But then the database is is provided as well. Anything is blocking. Okay. Okay, so I can see the database now. Sorry. Trying to look at Okay. So this is the database now that we have. So I hope you can see it by the right hand corner. So we're given the table information, and then we are asked to use that table to provide the answer to the query. So can we have somebody help us with that question?
Was
Okay, we have a question on the chat box. So I don't know. I said we started this MCQ one yesterday, and then we're not able to complete it. But we'll do that towards the end of the class, right? So, but for now, we just want to practice with questions. Okay, I hope that's okay. So I don't know if nobody volunteers to assist us. I might just have to pick somebody
what's the
to walk
question?
us.
Sorry, I didn't really get that part.
Can you see my screen?
Yeah, I can see your screen. Okay,
Okay,
it's on the
so I
where
yeah,
your
it's on
mouse.
the screen. Yes, by the upper right side of the screen.
Oh, okay. So that's what you want.
Yeah,
That's
that's
what you want
that.
us to do.
Yes, that's a question. So
Okay.
we're supposed to use we're supposed to query the database first to provide the result of the question, provide answer to the question.
Okay. I can assist. Yeah. You want me to go ahead? I can do that.
Can we give okay, go ahead. Maybe another person will attempt the second
No, but
question.
I mean, other somebody else can go. It's fine.
Yeah, it's fine if open the floor so that others will just follow. If that's okay by you.
Okay. Change the wildcards. That's the star from in the select statement. So we are going to select first name, comma, last name, comma, gender. The patient's table, right? Okay, yes. From patients, okay.
Okay.
From patients where? So you need to put it where?
Okay.
Where?
Okay.
Where gender. There's feedback coming from somewhere.
Yes, what?
I said that
Yeah, I
is
think
coming from somewhere. I don't know where that's.
Michael, please can you mute Debbie? I think she she might have maybe she left her phone or somewhere. Can you help us mute her? Okay. All right. Please go ahead.
Oh, okay, I was muted. Okay, where gender is equal to M? Put the M in string. Um,
Like this.
yeah, I close with a semicolon. Wait, hold on, let me be sure. Okay, this says start by selecting a question by pressing start or view all questions. Uh, is that relevant to what I'm doing? I don't know. Okay, put a semicolon at the end. Let's see if it runs.
Okay. So I think we got the query correct. So please Colin, can you explain what you just did and then what each of the input what they represent and then what each of the
Okay,
the words in this query, what they do, why they are there.
Okay, if you look at we can't see the full table. Can we, okay, do a select to view the table. Just do a select or write another, yeah. Just for us to see the content of the table, at least the columns and all that. Okay, so this is the patient's table, which consists of multiple columns: patient ID, first name, last name, and so on and so forth. And okay, we can't see the question. And okay, that's the question, right? Can you can reduce the output
Okay.
area? Yeah. Now the question asked us to show the first name, the last name, and the gender of patients whose gender is M. Now, if you notice that if we want to return everything, we use the wildcard. But in this case, there's no need to return everything because they specifically told us what columns we should return. And the columns we are supposed to return is the first name column, last name column, and the gender column. So that's why in that line two, I did the select. So I'm selecting those columns, which is first name, last name, gender. Those are the three columns I want it to return, right? And the way SQL queries are, you select, then you specify the table you're selecting from. That's why the from patients. So patients is just referencing the name of the table that I'm querying, right? Is there anybody that is not clear up to this point? Maybe I can go back if it's not very clear. Okay, nobody so far. Okay, so hopefully you guys understand from the
Sorry, my hand
select
was
to
up.
the
Oh, you
from
didn't see my
patients.
hand.
Now,
Hello, Pauline.
oh, I didn't see.
Sorry.
Yes, I can hear you.
All right.
Okay.
Go ahead,
Uh,
please.
I just wanted to say that you should clarify what you mean by wild card. Should in case. You know, some of us don't do English. Now they do English. May you explain what you mean by wild card so that we don't get lost? Thank you.
Okay, wildcard is basically like I'm not specifying something. It's just a character that is like select everything. At least for SQL, for me, the wildcard character is this asterisk sign. So that asterisk is just saying, give me everything. Don't separate. It's like I don't want to use analogies. It seems like I'm always using fruits, but but let me use my fruit analogy. Permit me. It's just imagine me going to a supermarket, right? And I say, bring fruits for me. Now there might be 10 different types of fruits, from pineapple to apples to pawpaw to whatever. So if I just say bring fruits, if I'm sending you, you'll be like, okay, I didn't specify the fruit. You just return every single fruit that they have. You might say, okay, I don't know if it's pawpaw, she wants pineapple, I don't know. So you might just go and bring one of each. But you're sure returning, okay, fruits, Abby. You're just bringing every fruit that you can see inside that supermarket. That's what you're going to do. So that wildcard character is like saying, bring everything, select everything, show me everything that is in this table. I want to see everything that is in the table. Don't differentiate, don't give me any, don't filter it or anything. Just return the table, everything that is there, just bring it for me. So that's what that star, that's I'll call it my wildcard character. That's what that thing does. Are you, is that a bit clear? I don't know who asked that question. I'm sorry.
That is quite
Is
clear.
that clear? Is that clearer?
Very, very clear. Thank
Okay, awesome. Awesome. You're welcome. Okay, so I was explaining from the select part, which is the first name, last name. If I'm going to use my fruit analogy now, it's just like me saying, bring pawpaw, bring pineapple, bring apple. Don't bring all the fruits. Just bring only those three for me from the supermarket. That's what I want. So that's what that's doing. It's basically selecting those specific columns from that patient's table. So that's what that first line is. Select first name, last name, gender. Then, like I said, from. So from where? Where is it selecting it from? The patient's table, right? So now there's a condition on based on the question. The question says of patients whose gender is M. So that's the condition we were given, right? So I don't just want all the first name, last name, or gender of patients to only return those that they have the gender as M, right? So that's where that's next part is coming in. So I'm specifying that's my condition where gender is equals to M. So if the gender is F, if the gender is X, if the gender is Y, don't give me, just return only the people that have their gender as M. So in this gender column, you can, if you look at the gender column, the output is still open. Just look underneath where the queries are. I'm sure you can see that. You can see the output here. I'm calling for president. You can see the output here. Michael, can you go to where the gender column is below? So that, no, yeah, exactly. So you can see that's the gender column. So it's literally telling me, okay, we'll only return the people whose gender is M. So that's where that condition is coming in from. So where gender is M. So that's basically all that query is saying. Bring first name, last name, gender from the patient's table where the gender is M. If it's F, don't return it. If it's anything else, don't return it. So maybe you can run the query again so that you can see the output. Michael, I said Michael, sorry, Henry. Yeah, so you can see. So they're returning only those 3 columns that were specified: first name, last name, and gender. And if you scroll through the gender column, you can see that everything returned is those that have M's. So that's literally what it's doing. Hopefully that's clear enough for everybody else, or everybody actually.
Please, I have a question. How
Okay.
did you get the table name? That's the from patients. I don't know. I'm looking at the questions. I'm not seeing it. I don't know. The table name.
Okay. I think wasn't there something there specific? Can you clear this whole, okay, from hospital okay, the hospital is the database. Can you clear this whole thing? Where did we see patients from? I think it was specified, either it was specified in the question